Alright, back here this morning, Tuesday morning at the tire store. And they had another cat for me to go fix. I guess they've had this cat for 4 years and it's never gotten fixed. And I mean, you know, technically that's really their responsibility to be doing that, to be responsible pet owners. But if they're not going to do it, well, I'm going to do it because it's just the right thing to do. That way I can, you know, I don't have to catch these cats. They're already there for me to go fix. So we'll get her done and back here, and they're gonna rotate my tires for me for free. And that's the end of it. All right, we're done at the spay neuter clinic. And she seems like she's kind of resting. And we're on our way back to the tire store, get her back to her dad. And that's one more kitty spayed for this week. My goal was to, you know, try to get at least one a week, but it seems like it's getting harder and harder to find cats. Okay, so I have a little story here. Last few days have been very difficult, going through hell. As you know, if you've probably watched these videos, in the past I've had a few run-ins with some of the other people who feed the ferals. And they always come up with some type of excuse why they don't want me to feed. And in the past, I pretty much told them just to bug off, and they did. You know, they left me alone. So you may have seen a video recently where I saw a new colony that I started feeding, and they were cats that sit in a parking lot of a clinic. And then right across the street is a field, a vacant lot, and there's another group of cats that sit in the field. So the ones that sit in the field stay in the field, and the ones that are sitting in the parking lot stay in the parking lot. When I go there to feed, I've been feeding there every morning. I get up before the crack of dawn. I'm there about 6:45 a.m., which is 3 hours before that clinic opens, so there's no cars in the parking lot and there's no traffic coming down the street. Okay, so I pull into the clinic in the mornings. The cats are all sitting in the parking lot because they don't have any shelters there. They just sit on the pavement. And they see me coming and they all run to greet me and gather up in one spot. And I lay down 9 piles of food for the cats in the parking lot. And when I took that picture, I was putting the food, I put the food that one day more off to where the entrance is, but since then I've moved the food around so that it's out of the way there, so that they can eat without a car possibly coming in and out of there and them being in the way. So anyway, this lady who feeds there in the afternoons, she ran into me one day when I was feeding in the afternoon. I don't know, I think I stopped there in the afternoon for some reason. And she introduced herself, and it was all pretty friendly. And then she said, "I want to tell you something." And she goes, "I don't want you to feed here anymore on the pavement." She took me down to the side of the building and showed me this cramped corridor and showed me this place where she wants me to feed, and she wants me to put all the food in just one little small bowl, and there's only enough room for 2 cats or 3 cats maybe to get back there. And she wants all 9 ferals to eat out of that one bowl. And that's just not the way I do things. Those ferals can get in fights that way. You know, some cats won't be getting food. Some will be fighting. The dominant ones will be getting all the food, and the other ones will be sitting around wishing they had food. And I just think it's not fair, and it's stupid to do it that way. And I leave little small piles, and they eat those piles, and then within a few hours the piles are gone, and no big deal. They each got their own little food pile. Okay, so she wanted me to do that, and I knew that she was going to be pushy about it, so I just said, fine, I'll do it. Or I said, that's fine, and I took her phone number, and then I just ignored it, because who is she to tell me where to feed? That's not her lot, and those aren't her cats. These are wild cats living out there in the wild. So I'm spending the money on the food, and I'm going to do things the way I want to do things. She's not going to run this. So I continued doing that, and then a few days ago, I was going into the dollar store, and she came yelling down the street, hey, 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 chasing me. Saw me going in there and confronted me in front of the dollar store, and she was angry. Oh, man, she was pissed, and she said, you're still feeding da-da-da-da, where I told you not to feed. And she said, and I told you before, those cats are going to get hit if you feed them there. And I thought it was ridiculous because I know for a fact there's no cats running across the street to grab my food. The cats are already across the street, and the ones that are sitting in the field are staying in the field and waiting for me to go over to the field and then put their food in the field. Okay, so she made up this story that a cat got hit, and it was all because of me, and I'm the one to blame, and blah, blah, blah. And when she started creating this accusation, I said, I'm done with this conversation. And I walked away. And she was mad. And then we started texting. And she texted me for 2 days straight. And pretty much did every kind of personal attack she could come up with. She said, I'm an animal abuser. I don't care about the cats. I'm evil, a narcissist. I'm a creepy, lonely guy who needs to find a hobby. She said I'm a queen. What else did she say? I don't even remember. But, it's really ironic that she would say I'm a lonely, creepy guy who needs to find a hobby when she's the one who's tripping, okay? Those cats are... she's feeding the cats just like I am, okay? And then she admitted that I don't think this is true, but she told me a story that she put up cameras and she watches those cats all day long. And for her to tell me to find a hobby, it's a little bit weird to say that you're putting up cameras and watching feral cats all day long. Like, get a life, okay? And then she told me she has 25 cats in her house. So in addition to these other 20 cats, she's got 25 at home. Okay, it's a sign of a warped mind. You don't put 25 cats in your home. I mean, unless you have room for a sanctuary or something, which I don't think she does. So anyway, she went on and texted me from midnight till all day long while I'm at work, all through the rest of the day, and then all through the rest of the next day. She kept texting me. She said, those cats don't like the cheap shit food that you leave anyway. So I went over and looked at what kind of food she was leaving. I'm leaving 9 lives. She's leaving Walmart brand special kitty food, which has these food coloring in the food. It's like bright green kibble and orange. So I figured out she's not being honest. If she's worried about cheap shit food, why is she buying the cheapest food you can buy, right? And no cat got hit by a car. She said they were going to, and then she needed to say that because she needed to win this argument. So anyway, she ran me through the ringer, and at the end of the day, she got tired, worn out because I wasn't going to give in. And why should I give in? I mean, she wanted to dominate me. She wanted to show me who's the boss. And she threatened to call the cops. She's going to call the cops on me, have me trust. But you can't call the cops on somebody on a lot you don't own. How dumb is she? I mean, anyway, it went on, and it's over now. And then it really put a bummer, on my days. It's like, you try to do your best to do good things, care for animals, and I try to find a little peace, doing that. and somebody's got to come along and just destroy everything for you. You know, they got to put you down. They got to destroy, you know, whatever fun you're having taking care of these cats. You know, when I go there in the morning, those cats know me. They let me pet them. A few of them let me pet them there. I'm not going to disappoint those cats, and I'm not going to make them feed out of one bowl on the side of the building. It's stupid, you know. And so anyway, enough with that story. And then the tire store. I went over there to the tire store this morning to pick up that cat, and I told him to be there by 7:45. Oh well, he didn't get there till 8:30, which 8:25, something like that, which is fine. So the other guy who has cats there was talking to me, and he wanted to show me one of the other cats that lives there at the tire store. So he's looking around in the garage to try to find the other cat, and it's dark in there. He can't see with the cat. He thinks it's over in the corner. So he wants to flush the cat out. So what he does, he picks up this big heavy tire and chucks it where he thinks the cat is sitting. And I was like, what is this guy doing? He could have killed that cat throwing a tire at it. So, you know, they're not going to get those cats fixed. It's up to me. And it sucks that cats have to live at a tire store. And the other thing, oh, by the way, the other thing I told that lady that was pissing and moaning, I said, you're the one who's trapped and neutered and released all these cats to this colony. There's much better places you could have released those cats. There's all kinds of nice green belts behind Target where it's a conservation area, and they can run through the woods and they can hide, and there's shelters, and they've got people that go by several times a day feeding them. So she could have released those cats over there by Target or any other place where there's a green belt. But she decided to release all those cats over here in an urban ghetto hellscape, where right next to a busy road where the cars are going 35 miles an hour. So if she wants to blame somebody, she can blame herself. She set up a colony in the worst possible place she could set up a colony. And she needs to blame me for supposedly a cat getting hit. And then after it was one cat got hit, she changed her story, and multiple cats have been getting hit. Okay, well, which is it? Is it one cat? Is it multiple cats? You know, and then when I found out she was lying about how she puts down good food, then I realized this isn't an honest conversation. This is just a Karen who needs to win an argument. Okay, that's all she is a Karen. So anyway, enough with that. I'm just going to keep doing what I'm doing. I go there, feed in the morning. I've got now probably 60 cats that I feed every morning. There's Peanut. Love little Peanut. Peanut! Hi, Peanut. I really want to keep Peanut. She's the best. So anyway, I'm going to consider keeping Peanut, and I'm not going to change what I'm doing. I'm having a great time feeding the cats. It takes about an hour out of my day every morning, and it costs me $300 a month to feed those cats, but gives me a good feeling inside. And I know that when I get there in the morning, they're hungry, they're waiting for me. The water bowls are full of filthy mud, and so I give them fresh water, and I clean out their food bowls, get them fresh food, and then they're ready for the next person to come feed around noon, and then someone else feeds later in the day. So yeah, that's the end of that rant, and I hope you guys are enjoying all the cat content, because that's what I have for you right now. And if I get some other different kind of content, I'll let you know. And a little sunshine in there, the black pharaoh. He's coming around a little bit. He's not running away as much and letting me reach out and touch him a little bit more. So I think we're making a little progress there. And that's it for now, and we'll see you in the next one. Bye.